Following the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along, I'm very worried that the MCU is already preparing to kill one of my favorite new characters. Needing to walk down the witch's road to reclaim her lost powers that were taken from her by the Scarlet Witch, Agatha Harkness, Kathryn Hahn, has assembled a brand new coven to help her do just that. However, the member who belongs within Agatha's coven the least is the one I desperately want to survive the most. As seen in Agatha All Along episodes 1 and 2, Harkness needs a variety of witches skilled in divination, potions, and protection. While Agatha also needs a green witch, the one she ends up choosing doesn't appear to have any inherent magical ability. Her neighbor Sharon, that 70s show's Deborah Jo Rupp. Once known as Mrs. Hart during Wanda's Hex, I'm very worried that someone as wonderful as Sharon Davis won't end up surviving Agatha All Along. While Lilia Calderu, Patti LuPone, provided Agatha with a list of witches using her powers of divination, Harkness refused to accept the given green witch that was named. It's heavily implied that the listed witch was none other than Aubrey Plaza's Rio Vidal, who promised to kill Agatha in the first episode of Agatha All Along. And the two women clearly have some sort of complicated history. This is why Agatha claimed Sharon was their green witch, though she never planned on her new coven actually opening the door to the witch's road at the end of Agatha All Along's second episode. To that end, it seems that poor Sharon Davis is simply along for the ride down the witch's road in the episodes to come, despite not being a witch herself. Said to include all sorts of tests and dangers few witches have survived, the witch's road does not seem like a place someone as sweet as Sharon should ever be. To that end, I'm very worried that Sharon is not long for this world, and may become one of Agatha All Along's very first casualties due to her apparent lack of power. It would be absolutely horrible if Sharon Davis died in Agatha All Along. After all, the only reason Sharon was there to begin with was because she was so excited to be invited to a party. She was so happy to be with other people and friends that she just went along with the Witch's Road ballad, despite not knowing the words or having any idea what was happening. To have her then die would just be truly awful. Likewise, it's also worth noting that Sharon Davis has already had her share of torment via witchcraft 3 years prior, as seen in WandaVision. Like all the other residents of Westview, Sharon had been trapped along with her husband, having been given the role of Mrs. Hart. Once the hex started faltering, Sharon even begged Wanda to let them all die, showing the Scarlet Witch that her spell was truly a waking nightmare. To have her suffer once more in Agatha All Along just seems cruel, especially if she doesn't survive by the end of the new MCU series. With any luck, Sharon Davis will continue to be sweet and endearing enough that killing her remains unthinkable. Likewise, it would also be interesting to learn what she wants from the Witch's Road. Perhaps she could get her husband back, whom Sharon mentioned had recently passed away. At any rate, my fingers remain permanently crossed that Agatha All Along doesn't kill Sharon Davis. She's far too nice thanks to Deborah Jo Rupp's effortless ability to play such an endearing character, just like that 70s show's Kitty Foreman.